Good evening. Happy Sunday. I'm glad to be here this evening, this morning, no matter where you are. It could be morning, could be afternoon, and I know it's evening where I am. So, tonight's topic is Latinos and Blacks are the majority investors in the cryptocurrency space. I opened this channel to build a platform to educate um, whoever's watching, whoever's interested. And also, if you know anything about crypto, you have questions, this platform is for you to come on. There's a link in the comment section. You click the link, you join me live, we have a discussion. This is for educational purposes. Anything that I say on this channel about investments, I'm not asking you to invest. I'm telling you what I invested in and what happened to me. I've been in crypto 10 months, if you're new here. Every single day dedicated, learning, educating myself. I just enrolled in Cornell. They are actually just started a crypto uh, course, and I'm going to do that course just so I can brush up on whatever I don't know. Maybe it will teach me something, maybe it won't, but I like to learn if there's more out there. And so the title tonight is Latinos and Blacks are the majorities invested in cryptocurrency. I'm going to start off by playing this short video, and I just want to share this with you. This is for the Black community, and you don't have to be Black or Latino to watch this. This is for everybody, but this is something I want people to know. A lot of people don't understand it. They're scared of it. There's so many scams, but you need to educate yourself because this is truly takes a little time, but it's truly a way to build your wealth. How wealthy do you want to get? That's up to you. But you need to understand what you're doing so you don't make the mistakes that I even made. I went in, I dove into crypto without knowing nothing. And I lost some money, lots of money, but I learned from my mistakes. So let's start with this video. And you can click the link, come backstage, and I'll bring you right in if you want to come on and have a discussion after this video.
Law School, Ericon Obote Tagudo, of course, the managing partner and co-founder of Audacity, and Akela Gardner, Bloomberg News reporter. Thanks all of you for being here today. We're trying to have a little broad discussion here about not only the wealth gap in particular, but more importantly, some of the risks, some of the opportunities, some of the initiatives that a new generation
taking out there to try to address some of those issues. And maybe, Caleb, you can start off. You've actually been reporting on some of these issues, on the percentage of people who are invested in stocks, some of the percentage of people who are invested in crypto assets, and you've seen some pretty interesting disparities between the Black community and the white community. Tell us what you know.
Definitely. So I think it's well known that Black Americans hold less wealth than they probably should in this country. Bloomberg data suggests that that number is about 4% of all wealth that's available, which is trillions of dollars in the U.S. Goes to Black Americans, and that's compared to a population of 13% in the U.S. So obviously a huge disparity there. And in my reporting, I found that Black Americans are actually more likely to hold cryptocurrencies than white Americans. So among investors, 30% of Black Americans, people who already hold some kind of investment, have cryptocurrencies, and that's compared with about 17% of white investors. So there is kind of this consensus that Black Americans are more willing to kind of take the chance or the risk, if you will, in cryptocurrencies. But there's a huge conversation that's happening online and on social media platforms amongst Black Americans who are exchanging information that they've learned, whether through education or themselves on social media, and kind of making an effort to share that with others.
What about the generational differences, Ericon? Specifically, she says that she's seen more people, I guess, investing in this.
But is this mainly the younger generation? Are the older
is this
folks
mainly
also
the younger generation? Are the older folks also
involved in this as well?
getting involved in this as well?
Most certainly, the younger population
most certainly the young,
to it.
and I think that comes from, of course, COVID sort of being the eye-opening moment for a lot of people around the world, but specifically communities of color across the U.S. recognizing that, bottom fell out in the nation, and everyone realized you kind of have to fend for yourself. And so, given that the United States is going to be the majority young and people of color in just a few years, that is the fastest growing demographic to adopt cryptocurrency. I would say, though, that to give more color on this gap and percentage differences between racial groups is that the crypto audience that is really driving the market in the United States today is young white male, probably under 40, that have significantly high disposable incomes, where wealth transfer is already sort of well circulating and incubated within their family infrastructure. And I would say that the younger population of people that are people of color, especially Black youth, that are participating in crypto simply don't have the same volume. So you might find people who are excited about cryptocurrency, but maybe at max, maybe put to work.
Sorry, guys. Give me a moment. I'm going to fix this. Okay, so we lost the video. Or did we? I guess we lost the video.
$1,000 or $10,000 versus others that are putting millions.
Yeah. Well, Erica, can you expand on that just a little bit? Because you've inserted yourself into this world. You've started your own fund here. What's the response been so far?
Yeah, so the response has been resounding from Black investors who want to participate as limited partners, in addition, all the way up to institutions like, your large banks of the world that are interested in participating. I think what's most important is that people seek beyond lip service and the diversity performance of this opportunity, and really know that this is beyond the racial dynamic. This is recognizing where the future of innovation that's going to change the planet will come from. And that's undeniably coming from communities of color that have a vengeance to change the world in their best interest.
And Tanya, you've been beating this drum for a while as well. You've been involved, of course, with MakerDAO and some of their growth initiatives. Maybe you can tell us a little bit
Technical difficulties. Let's try to get this going. Excuse me. This is what happens with live streaming. It's exactly what it says, live streaming. Okay. Hopefully it'll come back on.
just about what you've seen with regards to the responsiveness of people in the Black community to embrace this.
I'm really excited about the response. It's been, in some sense, it's been a mixed bag, because in the Black and Brown community, so many times people have been misled, misinformed. I can think in my generation going to sleep one day and the savings and loans on the corner next day is no longer open. And people are losing so much. So there's a real mind shift that's also related to trust.
I apologize for the technical difficulties, guys. We will try to fix that. That's just a lag, and it's not on my end here. We'll get this going. Stand by. Really? I'm live streaming and my video's lagging.
And reimagining what trust and reimagining what trust.
I'm so sorry, guys. Okay, we will. Well, what I'm going to do is I am going to rerun this whole video on the next stream. I'm going to let it stream without me talking. I just wanted to share some of that to put the information out there. And I do apologize if the stream wasn't working correctly.
So financial instruments.
Oh, there you go.
The more inclusive money becomes, and I think that goes back to your question about El Salvador, right? El Salvador is an experiment that they've made Bitcoin legal tender. That means people have access to it. The way it's being implemented, the industry definitely has some concerns because Bitcoin. The censorship resistant, and El Salvador is requiring people to use Bitcoin specifically. But the fact that people have access is a good thing. And when you take it back to your question here in terms of amassing wealth, it goes back to this whole thing of making money more inclusive, making it more accessible. Will people be left behind? We still have to fix the digital divide here in the U.S. When you look at abroad, where we've seen adoption in Latin America and India and on the continent of Africa, in Latin America and the Caribbean, it's places where there's high inflation, it's places where people don't trust the state or their central bank, but it's also the space where the only infrastructure is just a mobile phone, right? And there's a lot of effort to get a mobile phone in the hands of people, right? They're not trying to change a grid. So accessibility matters. And so when we look at what we have to do here, but I will say in terms of how people are building wealth, they should make those decisions in terms of accessibility. We still have to work to close the digital divide, but also, whether it's stocks or bonds, it's about having options.
All of you have been, if you will, on the speaking circuit, talking about cryptocurrency. I've seen your names. You've been outspoken about these issues. How do you basically reach folks who are just hearing about this and very skeptical, or at least suspicious of the notion of something which it's assumed, and you're right, Cliff, it is regulated, but it's assumed that it has less regulation than it is. How do you reach people where they are in terms of getting them, for example, Terry, the banks, in terms of getting folks to instead of taking that money and investing it in that currency that's weighed against Fort Knox, to basically get to invest in cryptocurrency?
Well, that's why, it's really important for us as, the largest Black-owned bank in the country to really talk about crypto as an option. Because we don't want to be left behind. I always use an analogy of crypto and the internet. Years ago, there was the internet, but no one was on it. We all remember when we got AOL and you got mail, and and it started to grow. And now look at us today. We're at the beginning stages of crypto. And it is important for our community to be knowledgeable. And as I say, even if it's starting small, to start to invest, because, we're going to look back years from now, not that, 10 years from now, 20 years from now. I mean, the internet is a new phenomenon. We're going to look back and recognize that this was an area of need, first of all, because I that's the other part of this. Yes, it's an investment, but there's also a need for cryptocurrency. And so I think it's important for our community to invest, to be aware, which is why as a bank, even though there are risks to it, we're speaking out and trying to educate our community.
Okay, who else like to opine on that? We're counting down fast on our for this portion of our show. Cliff, please.
Yeah, I would love to add that. You mentioned in the beginning in terms of the high rate of adoption among Black, Latinx, and LGBTQ communities. Shalera and I are part of, the Black crypto networks, and she's part of the Black Bitcoin billionaires. There's also the Crypto for Economic Empowerment. We have an annual Black blockchain conference at Howard University. So over the last probably 8 years, innovators of color, Black innovators, Latinx innovators have been going into our communities. I'm a member of AKA, I'm an HBCU grad. I go into those communities. Black Bitcoin billionaires goes into communities where we connect with our people. That's how we've actually fostered adoption. So when we go on these speaking circuits, we make sure that the first
Hey guys, I'm having such a bad problem with the internet right now. I'm going to post that video, and it is going to be the next video after this one. I'm going to stream it so it'll be there. You can play it, you can share it, you can like it, you can listen. What we learned so far was Howard University has adapted. It's an all-Black college. Everybody knows Howard University. I had a lot of friends that went there, their kids. Howard University, an all-Black college. They've adapted. They have clubs. They're very much involved in this cryptocurrency community. I'm going to try to share this article here. And there's a lot of material out for anybody to get access to. You just got to look it up, do your own research. And while I'm trying to share this, just know that you can click the link that says StreamYard in my comments, and you can join the chat. And I would love for anyone with any questions to come in and we can have a discussion. Okay, do you guys see this? Locked out of traditional financial industry, more people of color are turning to cryptocurrency. Let me just check on my stream and make sure you can see the same thing I'm seeing. Okay, we're going to run through this article really, really quick. Locked out of traditional financial industry, more people of color are turning to cryptocurrency. So these are two sisters. It wasn't their dog walking business or the food stand or their decision to drop out of college that ended up saving the Lopez twins' parents from financial ruin when the two mortgages on their home became too much. It was Penelope and America Lopez's investments in cryptocurrency that eventually allowed them to pay off one of those mortgages. Then, when the pandemic hit and both parents lost their jobs, the sisters stepped in again to help. It was our bedrock of financial investments that we made the past couple of years that helped us get through the crisis. The sisters, known as Cybercode twins, paid off one of their parents' mortgages in 2017 after cashing out their Bitcoin to the tune of $100,000. She said, at the beginning of the year, they invested $300 in non-fungible tokens, which is an NFT, non-fungible token. Um, Non-fungible tokens, another type of digital asset. They sold about half the NFTs and made about $90,000 in cryptocurrency. So earlier I was speaking with a lady on social media and she's like, oh no, I need my money in cash. Cryptocurrency, you press a button, click, goes right into your bank account, turns to fiat. Fiat is money, it's cash, goes back into your debit account, your savings account, wherever you're withdrawing for your investment. So that answers a question if anybody has a question like, how do I get my money out? Cryptocurrency started out mostly a hobby for the tech savvy financial wizards who had money to play with. And when I say they had money to play with, I don't know what these girls, because I didn't read this article yet. You could start with whatever your budget is. If you look back in my other videos, I say it. You don't have to have 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000. Start small, but first do your homework. Cryptocurrency started out mostly a hobby, okay, cultivating an image of its users as young white Bitcoin bros. But today, a growing number of Americans of color are participating in the $2 trillion global, it went up to 3 trillion about 3 weeks ago, global industry as a way to build wealth outside the traditional banking system, which many say has historically excluded and discriminated against their communities. When you have been locked out of the system, when you haven't had pathways to create generational wealth, you see this as an opportunity. You're okay, they have a network, it's women of color in the blockchain. You're going to tell your community about it and you're going to find ways to optimally use it to ensure you cannot just build wealth for your community, but build wealth for the next generation. That's the purpose of getting into this. But financial and economic experts caution that one success stories like the Lopez's is a risk. There is a risk involved in cryptocurrency, but there's a risk in everything. Okay. So you just got to learn where your risks are lesser and figure out what you're going to invest in. This is just me speaking of the article. They warn that Americans who already have the most to lose risk even more by throwing themselves into a volatile industry and its uncertain future. Example, Bitcoin, some people paid $1, some people paid $500, some people paid $8,000. It went up to 60 something thousand. They didn't cash out. Right now it's at 41,000. So you got to know what you're doing and you got to say, I put this much in, I gained this much, let me pull out. And when it goes back down, I'll jump back in again. Take profits along the way. But that's what you got to figure out. Nobody can tell you how to do it. Okay, let's get back to this article. Throwing themselves into a volatile industry and its uncertain future. A survey last summer at the University of Chicago found 13% of Americans reported having purchased or traded cryptocurrency in the past 12 months. Of those, 44% were non-white, 41% were women, and 35% had annual house incomes of less than $60,000. This is the opportunity to build your wealth. You see, you don't have to be a millionaire to buy crypto, but you will become one if you do it the right way. And you have to have time and patience. The average trader was under the age of 40 and did not have a college degree, according to the survey. It is true the traditional financial system has not provided access and frankly exploited Black and Hispanics. Professor of Economics and Urban Policy at the New School quoted, but the remedy isn't to turn another vulnerable system, however well intended it may or may not be. The remedy is a public sector that ensures they have access in an equitable way. So, locked out. The Lopez twins said their immigrant parents worked full time, their father in construction and their mother as a bus driver, but they still struggled and lived in a public housing project in East LA. They received an eviction notice for falling behind on their rent. Rather than be Rather than being evicted, the couple who don't speak English fluently left and bought a house using a piggyback loan. A piggyback mortgage is a second mortgage made at the time as the primary one to allow the borrowers with little for a down payment and to borrow money to qualify. Higher price piggy bank loans have led disproportionate number of Latino Black Americans into debt and helped fuel the 2008 housing crisis. If you guys remember, everybody was buying a house. Everybody was buying a house back then. 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007, they were lending out so much money and then everybody lost their houses. To the sisters, their parents' experience was evidence of the bias and predatory nature of the traditional financial system. We're trying to get away from all these systems that were developed for oppression. America Lopez quoted. Cryptocurrencies operate on blockchain technology. Keyword blockchain technology. We'll get into that, and I spoke about it in all my other videos. A decentralized network spread over many computers. The value of the currency is based on supply, collective demand, and not backed by the federal government or items of value, with the exception of stable coins. Stable coins, I speak about that in my other videos, but if you got questions, I will answer them. Stable coins. Thousands of digital currencies have sprouted up since Bitcoin. Perhaps the most well-known cryptocurrency was created in 2009. There are thousands, I could tell you exactly how many cryptocurrencies are out right now as we speak, because the number changes whenever. I can't pull that up right now, but it's a lot. It's a whole lot. But I'll tell you one thing: if 20 of them are around at the end of the year, those are the ones you want, because there's a lot of garbage. Those are the ones that get you into scams, make you lose your money, and make you scared of crypto, and then you back out and you don't want to do it no more. Don't get scared. Don't get scammed. Do your homework. It's like investing in a business. Figure out what got to be done from A to Z, soup to nuts. Okay, so let me finish reading this article and then we can close. Okay. And yes, Bitcoin is the first crypto ever made, so it'll always be the Mac Daddy, the grandfather, the godmother, the godfather, whatever you want to call it, of crypto. But there's other ones that are under it, and they have a lot of utility, and they're going to have more value than Bitcoin. And I'm not saying it because I don't like Bitcoin, because I have Bitcoin, but I'm saying it because it hasn't been upgraded. Like the whole technology part of it, it has not been upgraded since 2017. The creator of Bitcoin is Satoshi. He's MIA. Nobody knows where he is. So who is the creator of Bitcoin? I don't know. I know Cardano has Charles Hoskinson. Ethereum has Vitalik. And I can go on and on and on. It has to be XRP has Ripple, which is a company. You could see a face behind the project. You don't want to buy a crypto that I made if you don't know me and you don't know what my tech background is. So you need to know who's creating this. What is it going to do? Do they work with the banks? Are the banks interested? Does it work with this? Does it work with that? I'll get into all the technicals. I just need someone to come in so we can have this conversation. Okay, let me see. Who's here? Hello, click the link. Come on in. Traditional financial system. Nobody wants to be a victim of society. I'm almost done, guys. So the lure of self-help, pull yourself up by the bootstraps, is an attractive feature in the structure we have. Sadly, without the resources at its base, it can be seductive in an exploitive way. Historically, people of color have been victims of practices like redlining, where banks deny loans to residents of certain neighborhoods. Redlining has been preventing Blacks and Latino families from building generational wealth through land of home ownership and reinforced a lingering mistrust in the financial system. Black and Latino Americans also are more likely than white Americans to receive subprime loans, studies show. A practice that led them to have a disproportionately higher rates of foreclosures during the Great Recession. A 2019 report by the FDIC found that 13.8% of Black households and 12% of Latino households are unbanked, compared to the 2.5% of white households. Language barriers, minimum balance requirements, and general mistrust, among other things, dissuade many from opening bank accounts, which in turn locks them out of the financial benefits, such as building a credit history. People have many reasons why they don't have bank accounts, but the first reason is because they don't have money. And a lot of people just can't do it for whatever their reason is. So I can continue reading this article, but I shared it. And whoever's in, if they want to join, click on the link that says StreamYard on the comments, and you can come on in while I finish reading this article. The Wild West, the federal government has struggled to get a handle on cryptocurrency and how to regulate it. This is all in process right now, like today as we speak. This is all already being spoke about. I just did a live about the SEC, the federal government regulations. So you can look into my little video library and I explain it from A to Z. It is primarily a security, commodity, or currency. They're trying to figure out, is it a security, a commodity, or a currency? Should it fall under the jurisdiction of Securities Exchange Commission, which is the SEC? That's what I just mentioned. I posted a video. The Commodity Futures Trading Commission, or perhaps the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency. Investors say they often get mixed messages from different agencies on the rules of the trade, causing confusion and making it difficult to make safe decisions in the space. What is the space? The minute you spend $1 on cryptocurrency, guess what? Welcome to the space. You belong to the space. It's going to be a small number of people. There's only 300 million people in the world that hold crypto. What is there? 8 billion people in the world? So, yes, crypto started about 10 years ago. This is the second bus. So I missed the first bus. I'm on this bus and I'm not getting off this bus. Okay? It's going to turn into a train. You got to get on that. All right, guys? Let me finish reading this article. In the space. So welcome to the space. Actually, if you're watching this, you at least brought yourself to the space. Cryptocurrency is much riskier than speculating in stocks, said Kenneth Rogoff, professor of public policy at Harvard University. By risk, we mean the ups and the downs, and it's still the Wild West in terms of regulation. So, regulation, okay, remember when, I guess none of us were here, when I could imagine when they first invented the vehicle, a car, there was no stop signs, no stoplights, there was no traffic rules, there was no dotted lines across, solid yellow lines and perforated lines on the highway. Why? One way, two way? Because there was no cars. There was no automobiles. So if someone was around back then and they had an automobile, they drove and I guess they just looked. Did they have rear view mirrors to look back? Did they have side view mirrors? I don't know. Was the gas polluting the air? We don't know. There was no regulation. It didn't matter. It was something that was created. And where is the automobile today? Now they're electric. You don't even need gas. Okay? So this is what I'm trying to get at. We're in the future. And I could go on and on and on with this article, but it's really not making me happy right now. Who's out there? Sister 19. Come on in. Have a conversation. Click the link. You want to come in? Here's the link. I don't know. You just left. So I might as well finish reading this. A federal report last month, led by Treasury Secretary Janet L. Yellen, among others, urged more regulations of stablecoins, a type of cryptocurrency whose value is tied to real-world assets such as the dollar or gold. But it asserted that Congress, not the federal agencies who collaborated on the report, should craft the regulations. Stablecoin is, if you see the markets going down, let's say you have $100 invested, you see the market's going down and you have $110 still. So you're scared. You don't want to sell it because it might go back up. What you do is you transfer it to a stable coin. And there's a whole bunch of those. They'll stay at either $1.99 or $1.01. But you're not going to go down when the market goes down. You're gonna lose a penny or gain a penny. So it's like safe haven to move your crypto over to the stable coin, because the minute you sell it, and that's the only other way you get out, you get taxed depending where you are. A type of cryptocurrency whose value is tied to real world assets, but if asserted, the Congress, not the federal agencies. I read that. The 1.2 trillion infrastructure bill includes some of the tax provisions for crypto, including requiring brokers to report their gains to the IRS. A bipartisan group of lawmakers introduced legislation clarifying the government's definition of brokers to ensure the new reporting requirements don't impact crypto miners and software developers. The Biden administration called on Congress to take the lead on crypto. This is what I'm going to say. I don't know if I'll get in trouble for saying, but I believe it's public. It's out there. Nancy Pelosi's big into crypto. So that tells me it's okay. That lady's got money, buku bucks. She could live 5 lives and come back and still have money. So if she's investing in crypto, that should be like, if that's true and you can get down with that, go for it. And you can look that up. There's a darknet in crypto's underbelly that needs to be clamped down. He said crypto pseudonymity is uniquely secure. Anonymous feature allows for a lot of unsavory activity and bad actors. I talk about that too. If you look into my little library of videos, scams, BS coins, they call them shit coins. I'm just gonna say it. Excuse my S word. So it's all about educating and knowing what's real. It's like if somebody came up to you with $100 bill and said, "Can you give me change?" and the $100 bill looks suspicious, are you going to give them the change? You're going to be like, "Nah, I'm good." Well, same thing. Do your homework. Figure out what's real and what's not. Unsavory activity and bad actors. The system also can be vulnerable to hackers, and some investors have lost thousands to scams and unscrupulous companies. True, but not really true, because when you open up a crypto wallet, I'm not talking about the exchange, you get, usually it's 12 words, 12 to 16. It's called the seed phrase, it's called your keys. It's a series of numbers, a series of words. You lock that down. You cannot lose it. If you lose it, yes, you can lose your crypto or never gain access to it. Along with a password, facial recognition. I mean, it's the whole 9 yards of what the technology is today. Yes, that's a lot to do, but at the end of the day, your rewards are going to be great. Why not? Policy Network of Women of Color in Blockchain said the kind of currency used isn't the problem. Illicit players, illicit players. They are smart. They use the platforms, technologies, innovations that will allow them to commit a crime. Crypto is not the crime, though. So what they're saying is crypto's not the crime. The crime is the people that are out there scamming and catching people out there. And it's really sad what they're doing. I have a chain full of videos on my channel that explain all that. Like, for example, when I'm done with this live, maybe somebody will make a page like mine. I mean, I'm not an influencer, I'm not a huge content creator that people know. Somebody might create a page and say, "Hey, Bobby, Crypto Granny, um, send me $5 and I'm gonna send you $100 in Bitcoin." Some kind of scam. I ain't giving nothing away. I ain't trying to tell you what to do or how to do it, and I will never ask you for $1. The minute somebody wants something for something in return, especially when they say, "Oh, you send 1 Ethereum and I'll send you 10 back." Come on, if it sounds too good to be true, it is. So basically, crypto's not the crime; it's the people out there. It's no more of a risk as far as security reasons than having a debit or a credit card. It happens to everybody. Your bank stops your payments. Your bank stops your card until you call what is it, fraud control, and say, "Hey, I'm at the gas station. That's me. Can you put my card back on?" I mean, it's just monitored, but it's not regulated. That's the bad part. Anyway, guys, I really wanted to make this a beautiful, long evening of chatting and educating people, but some people just, they don't want to know the truth. They're comfortable, but I do ask that you watch this video before I go. It's a quick video. And the video is, and I'm not even trying to praise anybody, but this kid, he's a young man. He's was telling people years ago, buy Bitcoin, buy it. It was $1. Right now, it's not even at its high. It's $41,000. So imagine if you would have put $100 into Bitcoin when Da Vinci said, buy Bitcoin. Oh, at least just buy $1 worth. He was like begging people to join the whole space. How much money would you have? $40,000 times 100. You would want to kick yourself in the ass if you didn't listen to him. Let's see where we are. I want to pull this video up. Okay, just bear with me, guys. I hope somebody comes on because I really wanted to do this chat this evening. Just think it would be awesome. Okay, here's the video. I'm going to share it. Here it goes. And you guys could all look him up, Da Vinci J15. He lives a lifestyle that he don't got to do nothing in his life. He don't got to work a day in his life. Just check this out.
Hi everyone, it's been a while since I did a video. And I just want to do a quick video discussing where Bitcoin is and what it's going to do in the next few months, at least what I think it's going to do. I mean, I could be completely wrong, and I've been wrong before, but it's fun to guess at these things, and so I'm going to lay out some guesses on where it's going and so forth. One of the things I want you to understand is that Bitcoin is more than just a payment system. Satoshi Nakamoto, he wrote it as to ensure that you can do escrow transactions, bonded contracts, third-party arbitration, and multi-party signatures, and much more. This system, so Bitcoin protocol, is such a big game changer that the Bart Chilton coming out and saying that he wants to regulate it, he has no clue how that he's going to get a knife in the belly and a twist that criminal, right, who says that silver's not manipulated. He's going to see that Bitcoin is going to regulate its own self, because you can create a system that allows for what's it called, leverage options and what's it called, derivatives, basically, which they want to regulate without a centralized system. And these are the amazing things that the Bitcoin protocol provides that you're not aware of. this is how big, and I'm trying to explain that this is how big Bitcoins is going to be. It also, right, if it catches on in a big way, right, all those features, right, have already been laid down in the very beginning. Satoshi thought of all these things, right, for finances. And I don't know how, but he's laid it all down inside the Bitcoin protocol so that it's possible once it gets big enough. Wow, this system has to remain free and open. I'm going to move my life in that direction, ensuring that Bitcoins does not get co-opted by the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers and so forth, um, because it is a freedom provider for the rest of humanity. Because you can't create more; it's mathematically impossible. And a lot of you are skeptical. A lot of you don't believe in the Bitcoin system, and that's fine. You can stay on the sidelines, but if you really, really want to become wealthy in the future, I would suggest you take $1, buy some Bitcoins, put it in a goddamn wallet, put it a fucking away. Okay, I'm sorry for swearing, but you know what? It's just $1. Get some Bitcoins, put it away. Goes to nothing. Who cares, right? You only spent $1, right? You'll get a million satoshis for $1, right? And the way I see it, that will be worth $1 million adjusted inflation for inflation once Bitcoin gets to where it's going to be. So it's up to you. You know what? Um, I know you're not going to listen to that advice, most of you, and it's kind of sad because you know what? I was proud of the fact that once at least 5 people have become either millionaires or well off that have emailed me thanking me for recommending Bitcoins. Now, I'm hoping that every single one of you buys $1 worth of Bitcoins, just one freaking dollar, because you're going to be thanking me for that $1, just $1 of Bitcoins that you purchased. But the odds are most of you, 90% of you, are not going to buy even $1 worth of Bitcoins. For what reason? I have no idea. Anyways, if you take my advice, that's great. If not, that's the way it is. Uh, as for the guessing on where Bitcoin's going to go in the next 6 months, I think Bitcoin's is in a spiral downtrend. I believe that it's going to go down for quite a bit, bottom out around $26, $20 to $26, and then start moving back up for over the next 3 years. Could be wrong because if a black swan like Cyprus flies, then all bets are off, and Bitcoins might skyrocket from there. So if you like this video, please rate it, and I hope you enjoy your day.
Amazing. He said you would have got a million satoshis for $1. That means they were like not even a penny yet. If you would have put $100 or $10 into Bitcoin when it first started, you would have been a billionaire today, 10 years later. Unbelievable. So I've seen a few of the people that took his advice, and they're very well off. I've seen a couple of interviews of people who said, "Oh, we thought you were crazy." Well, that's how people look at me, like I'm crazy. But anyway, I'm just here giving my time, trying to help you, trying to help me, trying to help our community. This is something for us. Every one of us, humans, don't matter now that we're at the close of this video. I don't care if you're white, black, Latino, Asian, Pacific Islander, whatever, however they, whatever, LGBT, trans, whatever. This is for everybody. Wake up. Don't be ignorant. Don't just say, oh, my friend lost money, or that's a scam. This, yes, like that article said, I've never heard it better. Crypto is not the scam. It's the vultures and the people out there. Okay. Some people just off of human nature, they get, without even thinking, they see something of their friend on their phone going, hey, Melissa, it's me, Tanya. What's up? And you write back nothing. Yo, I just won $10,000 in Bitcoin. And naturally, some people might be like, because they don't know, oh, for real? How do I do that? Boom, you put your information, boom, they scammed you right there. It's over. I mean, I don't know how it happens. I know there's a bunch of different ways to do it. That's the whole idea. They're trying to scare you. They don't want you to make that money. You have to do your homework. Do your homework. Listen, the minute I found out Cornell University, which is an Ivy League college, has a crypto course, I just found out today while I was doing this stream. Howard University has a big crypto group, which is in the Black community because it's an all-Black college. Please, guys, don't listen. The people who are telling you these things ain't good for you, they don't want to see you doing well. You have children, you have family, you wanna leave behind a memory or a legacy. This is how I will close. Do you want to leave behind a memory or a legacy for your family? Think about that one. With that said, have a beautiful week. If it's not Monday yet, wherever you are, it's still Sunday where I am. And I hope you have a beautiful financial future. And I hope you come back to my show and question. We can talk. And if you have some knowledge on crypto, please come on. I'd love to have you on. I'm inviting people from all over the world. Come on, let's have a discussion. Please. Crypto Granny, Bobby Bob, Bob Bobby. Good night and God bless.